Hello, everybody. Welcome to, I guess this is the fourth week now of science experiments. I'm trying to focus on kind of at home things that you can do with stuff you've got around the house. Remember, the first week we learned a bit about the infrared radiation in a remote control. Um, Last week we did Earth Day, and the week before that we were doing the balancing structures to learn about center of mass. So this week the science experiment is about surface tension, and surface tension has to do with water. And if you watched one of the videos at the start, you would have seen a guy trying this experiment. So I'm going to show you how one way that you can do it at home. And I thought the top view was probably the best for seeing it in action. So the goal is to get some objects to float on water that would not normally float. Okay, so the 2 franc coin isn't going to float very well because it's so heavy. Although it's quite a big circle, it's not going to float on the water very well because it's pretty big. So if you can find coins at home that are a little bit smaller, I'll show you a few of these. They don't really work that well, the coins, but you can maybe see it in action a little bit. And if you can find a coin at home that would work, then that would be amazing. But I couldn't find any coins that work here, so you might have to experiment a few times. But basically, if you do have a coin, you take a bowl of water. I'm going to save this one here. You take a bowl of water and you get a paper clip and bend it so that you can kind of drop it in. Or you could get a fork or a spoon, maybe. Just put the coin on the end and just slowly lower it into the water. You'll see the 2 franc coin. It kind of holds on to the surface for a bit, but then it's too heavy and it drops down. I have this coin, I don't know where it's from, maybe Kazakhstan. It's pretty light and it's pretty small, and it just barely holds on and then it falls. Yeah, so it's a little too heavy. Even the 5 centime coin, the Swiss coin, it's still not enough. The surface tension of the water isn't enough to hold it up. Okay, you can see it kind of bubble over. But maybe if you can find lighter coins at home, the half franc coin doesn't do it either. Okay, it just falls right down. All right, but an alternative to that is to take a very light paper clip, a small one. So this is just a normal size paper clip for the a set of papers. This one's a little bit bigger and it's too big because it's too heavy. Okay, but this one works pretty well. You lower the paper clip slowly into the water and take this away and it'll float. Okay, so the reason that it's floating is because the top layer of the water molecules are forming this kind of surface protection. There's a few videos that are going to explain that in more detail for you, and I really want you to try and get a good understanding of what surface tension is and why does it make this paperclip float. It's not really floating, but the surface tension of the water is holding it up. So yeah, try this with a paperclip or a coin if you can find one that'll work. The coin is really cool. To see a coin floating on water is kind of crazy. But even this is kind of crazy too, because I can move it around a bit and it still stays floating. So I want you to record a video of yourself doing this, and I want you to explain why does the surface tension of the water hold that up. Explain what's happening in this situation. Okay, and you can add to your explanation by getting a bit of soap and just put a drop of soap on your finger, and it would, this is the crazier thing. What happens when I put my finger, what do you think happens when I put my finger in the water? Okay, the soap breaks the surface tension and the paperclip is no longer being supported, and then it falls down to the ground. Another way you can show this is with, I've got another bigger bowl here, and I've got a pepper grinder. So if we just grind some pepper on top of the surface of the water, Okay, you can see it's formed a film. It's floating, or the surface tension's holding it up. But if I take that soap again and I drop my finger in the middle, you'll see that the soap breaks the surface tension, and then the peppercorn falls to the side. Okay, just with one touch. It's pretty incredible, actually, and that's really why soap works, right? Why do they say that we need to keep washing our hands to break down the viruses that we could have on our fingers? Well, soap breaks apart the membrane of the virus and it kills it, because just like here, it's breaking down the surface tension. It's breaking down the surface of the virus, and it's breaking apart so that it can't survive. So soap is amazing stuff, and that's one reason why it makes things clean. You can see all of the dirt go to the side very quickly because it breaks the surface tension of the water. Okay, so I want you to float some everyday objects on water. I want you to test it out with soap, and I want you to explain what is surface tension and why can we do these amazing things on the water. Oh, it's not going to work. Oh no, probably because it's already wet. Oh, because I put soap in it. I forgot about that. Right, so notice how this one doesn't work. But if I go back to this one with the coins, it doesn't have any soap in it. Let's see. Is it going to work? Oh, it should. There we go. But there's still some soap on my finger. Boom. Okay, good luck, guys.